Okay, so this year is our 20th anniversary year, as you know, and we've been putting people through a fairly heavy forced march over the last several years. We've had topics like peace and war and migration and global warming, and it just seemed to us that it'd be a good idea to give people a break, but also to look at something in a way that it hasn't been looked at before. We decided we would do laughter. Now, bear in mind, we mean laughter. We don't mean happiness. People are going around saying the festival's doing happiness. We are not interested in happiness. Happiness is smug. It is, self-satisfied. That is not us. Laughter can be raucous. It can be blithe. It can be innocent. It can be cutting. It can be damning. Around here, we think that the funniest playwright of the 20th century is Samuel Beckett. That's what we mean by laughter. And so there's all sorts of things that I'm looking forward to in this particular festival. Some that I'm directly involved in fact, one that I'm very much looking forward to is my slap down with Simon Schama, the great English historian who also happens to tell some of the best Jewish jokes in the world. And when I called to invite him to do something with us, we ended up, the two of us, out-distancing each other with Jewish jokes for like 45 minutes. And we then decided that's what we'll do. So it'll be the two of us on stage, and we'll have a klezmer magician. It'll be like dueling banjos. But then, laughter is an amazing subject when you begin to get into it. And you can come at it from so many different places. So, obviously there's a laughter of discomfort and of political correctness and of the whole political history of laughter. We have Dick Gregory is going to be fantastic. One of the great civil rights leaders, but also one of the great comedians, and how he blended those two things in often wonderfully caustic ways. We're going to be celebrating Donald Barthelme, the great New Yorker short story writer who died many years ago and is just now beginning to have a revival. And Jonathan Lethem and I are going to be talking with Tracy Dougherty, the person who did his biography. But mainly I think we're just going to read stories and tell stories about Donald Barthelme. We've got one event which I'm looking forward to, which is a lecturer, a professor is going to talk about Ludwig Wittgenstein and Buster Keaton, who, in addition to looking very much like each other, illuminate each other in really fascinating ways. And we're not so much interested in the philosophical depths of Buster Keaton, but in the drop-down, hilarious depths, comic bliss of Ludwig Wittgenstein, which is something that people don't ordinarily think about. We're going to go back historically. I'm really looking forward to an event called The Book of Job and the Comedy of Suffering. Turns out it was all a big joke. Ha ha!